Welcome to a new episode of Education Exchange, the most popular program on national and local TV ever. And we have had a wonderful winter time till now. Today is the first day of change. It's December 4th. And it's the end of the green period of the year, right?
Yeah.
And we are celebrating the green period of the year by inviting the green school where excellence is a tradition, and that's West High School, a prominent, very important school. And it's my privilege to introduce a wonderful group of leaders, their principal and their teacher, as well as my co-host, Dr. Viraj Thakur. Dr. Viraj Thakur is a physician, former physician, a social scientist and economist, and a big author. He wrote many books, and we were glad to have him tonight to be celebrating with us the achievements of the great school, West High School. Dr. Thakur, welcome to our show. We hope to see you again as co-host.
Thank you very much for having me on the show. I'd like to take this opportunity and may have the pleasure and honor of introducing Dr. Greg Schultz, principal of West High School here at Iowa City.
Thank you, Dr. Thacker. We always enjoy being a part of public access television here in Iowa City and getting the message out about what's happening at West High. As Dr. Elkadi mentioned, it's always green at West High School. We're evergreen, you might want to say.
Yeah, I like that.
Today, I'm really excited to share with you the newest program at West High School. Last year, about this time, we sat down with a couple of our newest faculty members, and we talked about how we could get some more peer mentorship involved in our school. And Myra DeVries, here to my left, she came forward and said she knew of a great program, and we looked into it, and we said, we'll do this program, but we have one stipulation, that Mr. DeVries has to be the one who runs it. And she happily said yes, did a little bit of training over the summer, and so I'm going to hand things over to you, Mr. DeVries, and you can maybe introduce some more guests here and just give a nice overview of what you've been up to this year, because it's been an active 6 months.
Yes, we since the beginning of the school year, we've been just kind of up and running, and but my group of students here who are just like natural leaders of our school have just been wonderful. They're inspirational, they're mentors, they're friends, and they thrive on building connections with others. So PAL stands for Peer Assistance Leadership. It's a mentorship program, and these students have just done a wonderful job thus far in making those connections with students. Because we know that students thrive with building connections, making connections, and they end up doing better and are more successful when they have a connection to school. So I'd like to go ahead and introduce my panel of students here that are just awesome. I have Callie, who's a senior. I have Catherine, who's also a senior. Grace, who's an 11th grader, who hopefully will continue the program next year. Sophia, who's a 12th grader. I have Elena, who's a 12th grader, and Alan, who's another junior here that I hope will continue, and Sam, who is a senior at West High. I think one of the wonderful things about all of these students is that they have such wonderful backgrounds. They have different backgrounds, and they're wonderful at like different things. They have different talents, and so they can make connections with a variety of students. So,
What sort of activities do you have there in the program?
do you guys want to talk about that, or do we want to? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I want the real warriors.
Okay.
The real heroes.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should go ahead and show the video, and then that'll kind of
Okay.
open it up, and then you guys can kind of discuss some of the things that you've done so far.
That's a great idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go into ELL classrooms once a week, and we try to make conversations with the students there and build connections with the students.
What's ELL?
ELL students are English language learners, and we basically buddy up with them and hold conversations with them so that they get more familiar with learning English. Here is a video clip of us going into an adaptive PE class. We work with them once a week, and we help build connections with students that normally we wouldn't have had a connection with. Also, we go out into the community, and we have visited Melrose Meadows assisted living community, and done some events there just to help build connections. And so it just continues to show like some of the connections that we've made at West. We've also done some outreach at Weber, trying to mentor some of the youth there, so that they feel connected to an older peer, maybe can follow in the footsteps of the positive peer relationship, and just kind of the positivity will kind of rub off on them so that they make better decisions.
I see the last photo had the principal of Weber there.
Yes. We had a wonderful connection with her. I think she was really excited about the opportunity to have us come and mentor some of her students. This was at actually my home, and there's Sam working with one of our students.
Yeah, that might be one of the projects you can highlight here.
Yeah.
You did hold a basketball game.
Yes.
That we're excited to hear about. Looks like that was in preparation for the game there.
Yeah, all of that was in preparation for the game. So we did a nice community event for all of West High to come and participate in. But the PALs worked with the Best Buddies students, and we prepped them for a basketball game, and then we held it a basketball game where they played versus the faculty. So it was really fun. It got the students really excited and looking forward to, participating in something that they normally wouldn't have been a big part of. And so we had the drum line there, we had cheer there, we had dance there, and so everybody was there to see them play, and it really made the adaptive PE students feel extremely special.
Treated them like the varsity basketball team on
To
Friday
us,
night.
they were. So, yes.
I'm just going to throw a question at all the young people here. And any one of you can answer. I mean, how this program has affected you, and what you've made of it, and how you hope to take it with you in the future as you finish school and move on.
I think that one of the ways I think it's probably profoundly impacted me, and I'm sure other people, is it's taught us that we're still able to make an impact on even the smallest scale. So I think that a really important tenet of kind of the PALS creed, or the PALS, the society, for lack of a better term, is empowerment. And it's amazing because we're able to do that on such an almost casual scale. So when we get paired with a mentee or a PALE or an ELL kid, we definitely focus on having a casual relationship. So, not being condescending, we're not there to save them, we try hard to maybe not act like that, but we just focus on being a friend, someone to talk to, and even just things like, an extemporaneous chat in the hallway with someone, or sitting with lunch, we're still able to make such a profound impact. So it's just amazing how, we can have a relationship with someone that transcends so many barriers, but yet is still really simple at its core. So I think it's all taught us the importance of just, whatever impact you are making, whether it's changing the world or just making an impact on one person, you really have the capacity to go out there and make a difference. So I think that's really important.
Very impressive. You are very impressive.
Well put.
They're all impressive.
Anyone else care to?
Well, kind of off of what Catherine said, it's so cool to see how you don't have to do some big thing to make such an impact. It can be on a small scale of just making a friendship with one person at the school that might have not had any other friends, whether because they're new to the school or they're shy. And just being able to help them like pass their classes and just having a good time with them and showing them that you're there for them and that they're not alone in the school. So yeah.
And like also in like high school, people tend to like form in like certain groups and like isolate themselves, but like PALS has given us like the chance to like speak and form friendships with people that like we never would have like thought of or like seen or stuff. So it's like nice seeing these people in the hallways and like having new friends to say hi to and like to talk to, because like you can relate to people on like a deeper level even if they're not from the same background as you are. And yeah, that's very special.
I noticed that most of you are young ladies. There are two. It's a phenomena that I have noticed, and I'm not saying this in a very biased way or criticizing this, but in many schools, most of the activities that has to do with community has more participation from the female students than from the male students. I want Sam, can you address this issue, because I need to hear your voice, and because you probably noticed that.
Yeah, there are definitely more girls in the program, and I want to say part of that is because, I mean, from a psychological level, girls are just more socially oriented, and so a lot of PALS it's a social program. I mean, you're talking to people once, twice, 3 times a week to try and improve their lives, and that's, I don't want to say girls are better at it, but girls, just from like a psychological level, just tend to be more social.
Alan, what do you think?
I kind of agree with them.
You approve that? Okay.
What about you?
About
Your,
the guys,
generally about how do you feel about the program?
like what has it taught me?
Yeah.
I think this has really taught me how much like having just like listening to someone or just having a conversation like really can have such a big impact on someone. Like a lot of times they might not have like a good day or like maybe the best like life situation, and then having someone there to support them, like stable like every single Tuesday, or being able to say hi to them in the hallways, it like really like makes them a lot better, and it makes me so happy that I'm able to have an impact on people.
It's wonderful to know.
One of the things that I always interested in, how many of you would like to pursue, especially seniors, to pursue a similar activity at the college level, or even select a career that would continue this trend or this inclination?
I mean, I obviously want to continue helping people in any way that I can, and especially going along with our Wednesdays that we spend at Weber Elementary, getting to hang with the little elementary kids and draw with them, and just simple things that make their day is what I really, really enjoy. And I want to go into education.
So you are planning
Yeah.
a future in education.
How did you form the relationship with Weber? I mean, did you randomly get assigned students, or how did that work?
We randomly got assigned students.
And there are students who are there in the after-school program?
No, they're just students in the regular
Well,
day
because
program.
it's during our school day? Very nice.
Yeah.
And you attend their classes? I mean, just to give us a little description of what happened since you enter the school and go to the office and they host you.
Yeah, so we go to the school and we're able to pull them out of their classes or be with them in their classes, kind of whatever they want to do. And we can read with them, we can talk with them, we can draw, we can basically do whatever we want for an allotted 30-minute time period. So.
I want to ask you one question. Is this course for credit or it's an extracurricular activity?
Right now, it's a service learning credit. So yes, that's how they're getting credits towards this. Yeah.
Okay, but it goes to the grades or not yet?
Not yet, I don't think. No. So I gave them grades, but I'm not sure that it's going to go to their GPA this year. So,
And
yeah.
the reason I'm asking you this question because I taught in alternative education for many years, and we were based on self-service learning, and we were fighting. And as a matter of fact, even we went to Des Moines to talk to the Department of Education, and it was very difficult to sell them the idea that
Right.
this has to be graded,
Right.
because the idea of core curriculum is, you know,
Right.
like,
Right.
yeah, I can relate to what you said now.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is
maybe
a-
one day.
Yeah.
I think it has to go back to the legislatures and
Yeah.
they try to find out something
It
and
would
give
be
this
wonderful.
more credibility.
It sounds like a really wonderful program, and
Yes.
I see an application in just about any field you take up,
Right.
more so like social work or
Yes.
you know the medical field.
Mm.
And when I look back, you know, at that age at med school, we had a thing called the ROP, Rural Orientation Program,
Mhm.
which was in the first year of med school. I mean, just thrown at us, right? But when you look back, I mean, I can find a correlation between that and, you know, the value this would hold for, you know, people that choose to follow through in these careers. So
Yeah.
I think it's, sounds like a very good program.
Mr. Rees, how did you go about recruiting the students, and did you have to go sell them on it, or where are you looking at now? What kind of student were you looking for through the application process?
So this year, because it's a brand new year for PALS here in Iowa, here at West, we actually did it based on teacher recommendations. And so teachers had an opportunity to recommend students, and I had a list of about 68 students that were recommended, seniors and juniors, most of them seniors. And so I kind of had an opportunity to talk to a few of you about what the program was, but I think for the most part you were still a little bit clueless about what it was until like the first week of school. I ended up having about 27 students say, yes, I want to do this, I'm excited, and then we were just really excited about them coming on board and doing this program. So. But yeah, I think for the most part, Mr. DeVries was the one that kind of pulled you in and kind of explained the program and explained that it was a curriculum, it came from Texas, and that it's peer assistance leadership, it's a mentorship program, and you would be reaching out and helping others. And you know, to some of you, you thought probably it was mostly tutoring. It's like a blend of tutoring plus other things, right? It's more about building the connection with students and getting them to feel connected at school so that they, you know, can be successful academically and social emotionally. So, yeah.
What are you going to tell us what kind of reception that you had from the students you worked with? What reaction have you gotten back from them?
Yeah, tell us some stories.
I think that it's definitely, you know, we're in a very interesting place, which I think that we're all just so, you know, we feel so fortunate to be in, is we, you know, we have the ability to see a student over the course of the entire year. So it's really interesting to kind of see them grow and, you know, develop. And, you know, and I mean, even as things, you know, like working with the ELL kids, it can be as simple as, you know, seeing them like have an epiphany or just see the light bulb go off, like, oh, hey, they get something, they understand this. And, you know, and I think that's equally as rewarding for them as it is for us as well. So I mean, I think in the, you know, majority of interactions that we've had, we've been fortunate enough to have students who really want to work with us. Because, you know, I mean, it definitely takes two of us to have a good, you know, receptive, successful relationship. So I think we've been lucky to have kids that are so willing, you know, and they just exude positivity and, you know, excitement to work with us. So I think we're just very privileged and fortunate on that end to just really have a good, good group of students who are just excited to work with.
Oh yeah, and I work with a student, like he came from China, I think like 3 months ago, and he didn't know a lot of English. I didn't know he was Chinese, but like kind of looked Chinese, and his name.
He
sounded
had
Chinese.
hopes, right?
Yeah.
This is put it this way.
So I just decided to say like ni hao, hello, like before I said anything. And then he was really shocked that I was Chinese too. And since he didn't know much English, we just like communicate in Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely opened him up, and
Yeah.
we've gotten along really well.
Any of you had other stories you want to tell us about? Hey, Sophia.
Well, like, so one of the Yale students, he's from Iraq. So I speak a little Arabic, but like it's different types of Arabic, so it's a little challenging.
Different Arabic.
Yeah,
words.
and we also teach your daughter Nina, so. So it's, yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like you form like a different connection because like you didn't know this person and then I don't know how to explain it, but like the way we form friendship is like, okay, like we can play games and then also like you just like learn more about them like each day, each meeting. Like it's not like, oh, like it's not like an interview, like trying to come up with conversations with them, like, oh, like where are you from? How's your family? Like where are they
Right.
from and stuff like that. It just starts to become natural as it goes on, and that's nice about it.
And something interesting about this student from Iraq that you built a connection with, and I know Nina did too. She, found out that he was very interested in photography, and that before moving here to the United States, he had to give up his camera, and he was pretty sad about that. He came here, he doesn't even have his parents, and he doesn't have the one thing that he loves to do, but in those casual conversations, you find out about these students and what their interests are. And so I think Nina and Sophia both worked on getting him involved in photography for journalism, and so got him the class. And so it took them about 5 minutes to make that, pull some strings and get this kiddo included
I
in
just want
something.
to interrupt you just to tell the
Yeah.
viewers who's
Yeah.
Nina, because Nina
Oh, yes.
is my daughter.
Yeah.
And she's so proud of this program. And
Yeah.
she,
Yeah.
of course, if I were not the host and the producer, she would have come tonight, but she
Right.
was like, Daddy, that can't work.
Aww.
And I said, fine.
Yes. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
will have a chance to see other people
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
That was just a really good example, though, of how,
Yeah.
this program you worked in so many different ways, large and small. Large, like the basketball game, where all these students rallied, for their classmates and cheered, like they do on Friday nights, but for a different group of kids that I probably hadn't heard that before, but changed the culture of the school. So one student at a time, they've changed the culture of the school and made it such a positive, welcoming place.
Can I have some breaking news? Are we going to be talking about this in the graduation ceremony this year? And
I think for sure that this is a.
so there is a paragraph about it
Yeah.
already.
Sweet.
Well, we have couple of minutes. Any one of you would like to say anything that we missed, we overlooked?
I mean, one of the things for me that's really awesome is that even at the elementary school age, they're just so, whenever you show up and you, come pull them out of their class, they're all so excited. And, the whole class turns around and they're like, can I go this week? Or, everyone. So it's just getting an opportunity to make someone feel special that, might struggle in their class. And so I know with my kid, we go and play basketball with some of the other kids that are in the program. And we do mentors versus the elementary kids, and that's always something that they look forward to each week. So yeah.
Thank you, Grace. As a matter of fact, I guess we have to wrap it up. I got kind of a hint from our director. I didn't want to finish this wonderful episode, but this, of course, will be on Channel 18 cable. That's the public access TV, who's our host here. And it will be on Channel 21, that's the education channel. If you have cable. If you don't have cable and you have still Mediacom, you have to go through the whole 800 numbers. You can pay for that service. But the most important thing that we have channel on YouTube. And please invite your peers and your family to watch this program. I think you are pioneering. You have to be very proud of what you're doing. You make history, but what you are doing now. And I was so impressed. You are all mature and so well informed. And thanks to the leadership, definitely. You number one, and Dr. Schmitz too. And we are so happy that you joined us for this episode.
Pleasure.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's my turn to say goodbye to you and wish to have you again very soon, listening and paying attention to our activities at Iowa City Community School District. Thank you.